This is Star Wars The Clone Wars, Evan Piell. The figure is part of the sixth wave of the 2011 Star Wars The Clone Wars action figure series. Okay, very neat looking figure. I really like this figure. I have some complaints, but we'll get to that in a while. So very cool. Sadly, I'm sure everybody's seen season 3. He died. Sadly, he moved on to the Force. Here is the packaging. Let me show you the artwork. Pretty cool. Includes battle game card, die, and base. This is actually the new bubble packaging they have. And here's the rest of the assortment. It is once again, a galactic battle game card. Each figure has a unique card. Collect them all. So, put that to the side. And here is his base, because it is a galactic battle game card. He comes with a die, a card, and a base. So, pretty neat if you play the game. So, put that there. A bit of a size comparison. Here he is with an astromech. This is Obi-Wan's astromech, R4. So, he's pretty small. About the size of an astromech. Alright, and he comes with a rappelling backpack, which I think should have been with Ahsoka or with Anakin. Anyway, for some of you who still don't know how this thing works, go ahead and snap off his head right there. Go ahead and strap on the backpack and put his head back on. Okay, so he's a cute little space astronaut. No, I'm teasing. This is supposed to be the grappling hook, I suppose. So you launch it. Alright, not like it will take him, I don't know, I don't think it'll take him places. It's so short. Anyway, there is another there's a handle here, which actually will fit, I think, a figure's hand. I think, yeah, you can have somebody pull him up. Alright, Master Piell, we're gonna raise you up. Because you're too short to jump up the wall. So if you pull on it, it's gonna pull him up. So I suppose there's a pulley inside, and then that's how this thing works. But anyway, a neat little gimmick, especially if you grew up with those Sky Commander set. I was one of those who really had I had fun with those sets. These Sky Commanders, they would rappel on ropes and what, I don't know. Anyway, so that's that. But it's a neat little add-on. I just don't think it looks great on him that much, because it looks like he's way too small for the pack, and it just makes him look cute and funny. So we'll keep it there. But not a big fan of it. It's nice. It's a nice gimmick, but not a big fan of the pack on him. So anyway, that's the gimmick. Yeah, he comes with his lightsaber, which I think is about the same size as Yoda's lightsaber. I don't have Yoda with me right now, sorry. He's got a ball-jointed neck, a swivel waist. He's got a ball hinge shoulder and ball hinge elbows, swivel wrist, a hinge hip, a ball hinge knee, and no ankle articulation. And that's where really my complaint lies. The figure is really small, and even if you add this much plastic, I don't think you can equal the amount of plastic you get for a regular sized figure. So what does that mean? It means that Hasbro has saved a little bit of money with this figure, because the figure is priced the same as any other regular Star Wars figure. And yet they did not put additional joints. I would have appreciated this figure if they added even just a hinge joint for the ankle. It didn't have to be a ball joint, but just put some articulation, maybe just a swivel joint or a hinge joint. It doesn't have to be a ball hinge joint. They could have added a ball hinge hip for this guy. This guy is, he's seen a lot of action, and it's very cool to have him in action poses. But he's got hinge hips, and I mean, you could squeeze in a ball hinge hip, a ball hinge joint right there, and I don't think the cost implications would be too much to really skyrocket the price, the cost on this guy. He's so small. So Hasbro, if you love your fans, you would have at least added a few more points of articulation for this figure, being small that he is. But that's just the way Hasbro is. They really like to scrimp on their figures, but but I don't know. I'm not complaining too much because, again, as I said, the sculpt was well made. It's a wonderful sculpt. The figure was well designed, I think, in terms of aesthetics. It's just that the joints were a little bit lacking, in my opinion, considering the fact that they could have added a few more, considering his size and the amount of plastic that's actually been used on the figure. But other than that, it's a neat figure. If you're a big Clone Wars fan, definitely a must-have figure to add to your collection. Especially, I think, this is probably the last Evan Piell that Hasbro is manufacturing. I mean, can you believe that? This is the last. I don't think they'll even... that's what they say, so we might not get one for the vintage line. But I'm hoping they do come up with one for the vintage line and just add more articulation. And I'm going to be a happy camper. Okay, so that's that. Master Piell. I hope you found this video informative and insightful in some way. If you want to know my latest toy purchases and upcoming reviews, please follow me on Twitter at www.twitter.com/fxfranz. Alright, Star Wars The Clone Wars, Evan Piell, figure number CW58. Thanks for watching.